Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about our blue hair color maid, Ram. So she is our newest SSR character from the ReZero collab, and in fact she has the same time period deadline as Amelia. So if you're considering pulling her, I would very strongly recommend you to save up your gem or just spend your gem now because she is definitely a character you do not wish to miss. So let's take a look at her character profile and her character abilities. So first of all, let's talk about her role in the party. She is actually a very special Burst 2 character because she is both a support character and a DPS character. Her weapon of choice is machine gun with 300 bullets, 2.5 seconds of reload, and she's a support class with abnormal manufacturers, which is a given for a collab characters. And the very interesting thing about her is her kit. So let's take a look. Her first skill, Leave It to Ram, is a continuing buff skill. For every 15 normal hits it lands on the enemy, it will increase her attack by 4.22%. And after it stack up 30 times, it will provide an additional bonus of 126.6% for 10 seconds. This is actually quite a big buff to her damage, and in fact that this actually allows her to out DPS a lot of the older DPS characters, including Scarlet. And her passive for the first skill is actually she will share HP recovery with everyone during burst. Her skill 2, Rend the Healer, is tied, and this determines the amount of HP she can heal. At skill level 10, it recovers 42.24 of her attack damage as HP, and this is basically the life stealing ability that some character has, some similar to Marciana, similar to Helm. However, the amount of life is stolen from the enemy depends on Ram's attack, not depending on the individual unit's attack. She shares this HP recovery to rocket launchers on her team, the 2 rocket launchers with the highest attack on her team continuously throughout the entire fight. This means that she can actually provide enough healing to heal back A2's own HP drain in most fights. Her third skill, No Mercy from Ram, provides her critical rate of 37.8% for 10 seconds. This is a pretty decent buff for herself. On top of that, she provides additional 50.78% of caster's attack for 10 seconds. This is actually quite a bit of a buff if you consider the fact that Leader only provides 66% attack boost for 5 seconds. But what you need to consider is the fact that Leader provides 66% boost off of the attacker's attack, not her own attack value for 10 seconds. However, at the same time, Leader's 60.6 only provides 5 seconds, her 50.78 is for the 10 seconds duration of the burst. So she actually provides quite a bit of additional percentage. The increased maximum ammo capacity, this helps, but mainly this is for helping Amelia to do more damage during her burst. So exactly what does this leave Ram? With the 3 skill combined, she seems to be the jack of all trade character and master of none. But most people forget the second part of that quote, though oftentimes better than the master of one. What she provides is a attack value, attack damage character that is higher damage potential than your normal Scarlet. In fact, she deals about 1.1 times to 1.3 times of your normal Scarlet depending on your gears on her. And she does not have the fatal issue of a normal Scarlet that she consistently drains her health. She also provides healing, much better than some very light healing character like Frema, but also less healing than dedicated healer like Marciana, Rapunzel, Summer Mary, and Blanc. However, just because her heal is less doesn't mean that her healing is useless. In fact, I will argue that in most of the current Union raid and solo raid, as long as you can heal up your team's full damage between every other rotations, that will be enough healing for the foreseeable future. So what skill level would I recommend Ram? For skill 1, I definitely would say you want to max this one out as much as you can. For skill 2, it is not necessary to max it out. In fact, this can be left at lower value as low as you need to. If you do not have an HU, you actually don't need to level this up too much. If you have HU, I will recommend you to level up to at least skill 5 to both able to keep up with the heal, to keep up with HU's health drain. And this depends on how far you want to push your healing capabilities. I would recommend maybe to level 7 if you do wish to get more healing out of her. Lastly, her burst, I would recommend get to level 5 first and get to level 7 later. And 10 is okay if you really want to push for rocket launcher. I would definitely say wait for the plus collectibles on her boost to see if the plus deals better damage. If that's the case, then maybe get this one to a higher level. But for the time being, I will recommend you to get every skill up to 7-5-5 first, and then to 10-5-7 later on, and possibly get to 10-7-7 as the last bonus healing. And if we have a future rocket launcher that just happened to be extremely powerful, then definitely click burst 3 to level 10 as well. So exactly what is a good Ram team look like? Okay, let's get the ugly things up front first. Ram is currently not the best attack buffer in the game. She provides far less attack damage buff compared to a Tiaga team. She provides 5 to 8% less damage buff compared to a Bunny's team, at the same time providing less heal and no shields. However, she provides just enough healing to upkeep the health drain of A2. She provides just enough attack for her to be a very good third team or fourth team at the current meta. And she is a character that has a very high potential to be an extremely good character upon further future character release, because it looks like Shift Up is going to a habit of providing individual attack damage dealers. For example, D Killer Wife buffs Sniper, basically due to her pierce damage buff. You also have Shotgun character of Leona and the Tove that buffs shotgun damage. And lastly, you also have Ram that buffs rocket launchers. What we're missing right now is a character that buffs assault weapon, and also a character that buffs machine gun. And Ram, while dealing enough damage comparable to a normal Scarlet, is a machine gun user. So the fact that any new character in the future that comes out that might buffs machine gun will actually makes her one of the top DPS character in the game. So at the current moment, I would say her best team is probably leader, Ram, Scarlet Black Shadow. You can do Amelia or A2 and Maxwell. In the future, depending on how well the plus is buffed, the plus can either replace Amelia or A2, 2A I mean, and or she can replace this Maxwell as a third DPS. It really depends on how well the plus's kit is going to be after the collectible buffs. And the last question before this guide ends, hey Ino, all you mentioned right now are PvPs. What about PvP content? She's a machine gun user? Don't use her in PvP. Period. It's not worth it. it is also not productive. All right. Lastly, this is a little bit of an interaction issue with Ram due to the fact that her first skill requires her to keep pumping out attack without any break in between. Because her buff only lasts 10 seconds and she happened to reload plus stuck in the alt animation, there's a good chance she might actually drop her skill continuities. So what you want to do is, first of all, make sure that she has 10 or higher, that she has, 3 or higher plus ammo, so that she has spent most of her time on attacking without worry about reload. And second of all, if you are near reload or near burst, you can also activate her burst a little bit faster than normal by spamming your burst buttons, even if you're in auto. For example, like this. You can make your entire team burst a lot faster than auto burst. This actually gives a little bit less downtime for Ram, and this also provides a better continuation of her skill kits going forward without losing buffs. Alright, so in the end, do I recommend pulling for Ram? I would say that if you do not have Tiagat or Bunnies as both teams, you would definitely want to pull for at least one copy of Ram, because she can easily substitute for either Bunnies or Tiagat for the time being. For your top three Union Raids and Solo Raid teams. At the same time, if you have both Tiagat and Bunnies, she is still a really good pull to substitute as your 4th team buffer or 5th team buffer. That's also assuming you already have a full Dorothy team, a Dorothy quickshot team with Summer Annies and Biscuit as well. So if you are a pain player, I would definitely get at least 1 copies. Personally, I am going to try to see if I can get more than 1 copies of her, because like I said, her attack value equals healing, and the more attack she deals, the better her team gets healed. And if you are a monthly build players or just a slight dolphin, I would say at least get 1 copies of her. And if you're free to play, I would say if you don't care about Union Raids and Solo Raids, you may not need to pull her, assuming you already have Tiagat or Bunnies. If you do not have Tiagat or Bunny team, you also want to get a Ram for the time being, because Ram will carry you really, really far until you get your Tiagat or Bunnies team together. Well, with that being said, I do think that she is a really good unit in a initially relatively poor received collaboration, just due to how rushed some of the artwork feels. However, at the same time, I do feel that they do put a lot of effort into her kit, and she is definitely the character that's worth having. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.